Robinson?
Here.
Baxter?
Here.
Harris?
Here.
Insulaco?
Here.
And Height?
Present.
A quorum is present.
Thank you. If you'd please stand. John Barber, if you say the prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we come before you this evening, and Lord, we just lift up these proceedings and ask, Lord, that you would bless them. Lord, we thank you so much for being with us through the storms of life that have come against us, and Lord, made us stronger as we have come out the other side. I pray that you'd give wisdom to our council people this evening, Lord, so that they might make those decisions which are best for our community, Lord. And we thank you that you are always there to help us in these times of need. We ask this all in the name of Jesus, and all God's people said.
Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much.
Second.
Motion second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Those communications now, please. We have one. It looks like.
Move to accept and file.
Second.
Motion accept and file on communications.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Thank you all. If I could beg for your indulgence, I'd like to introduce Mr. Macon. Cal, where are you? I saw you earlier. This is on presentations. If I can bring him forward, if you don't mind, Kyle, if you introduce yourself and tell us what's going on with you, please, sir.
Hi, I just want to take a moment to say thank you for having us and having the ability to present our project that we have for North Little Rock here in downtown. So we're excited about it.
So go ahead.
So our mission statement, next slide, please. Our mission statement is to make sure that when guests come into our hotels, to make sure that they are greeted, they are welcomed. At the end of the day, you know, most of you have probably spent numerous nights in hotels, 4 walls, bed, a bathroom, so on and so forth. But what makes a difference is our team and having the ability to capture that moment and making their experience phenomenal. So, for example, Mr. Baxter, if you checked into one of our hotels, you checked in for the second time, you know, we would say something of, wow, Mr. Baxter, why did it take you so long to come back if you were multiple months? So is there a way we can make a reservation for you on the front end? We know you have a busy lifestyle. So making that small interaction with you makes the difference. And so back in the days when I used to run a hotel, I used to come to all the chamber events, you know, and one significant thing that I remember was the chamber meetings, the chamber luncheons. And so Terry was the lead. And so when I used to see Terry, I used to see the room packed. Don't think that you were going to show up here Friday and go to a luncheon. When Terry was the chamber president, you had to book that months in advance or weeks in advance. And so I wanted to bring that culture and that dynamic within my company to say, wow, right? And so he was a big lead in regards to how I chose to do business within our hotels and making sure that everybody felt welcomed. You know, I remember him going around shaking everybody's hand while he was in the chamber and just thanking them for being
I still
there.
do that, Cal. I really do. I still do.
And so that was just something phenomenal that I said, hey, we need to take our approach and do business this way because that's the right way. So next slide. This is kind of our team structure that we have at our home office, and we're based here in Little Rock. And so it's my brother and I started the company, and it was just 2 of us originally when we started it. We're second-generation hoteliers. My father started this, and so I've been doing hotels since the 1st grade. And so I tell my kids all the time that when you used to go to 1st grade, you just wake up, have breakfast, and go to 1st grade. And so my brother and I, we had to wake up, make rooms, help mom and dad out with the business, and then we had the opportunity to go to school. So we're second-generation hoteliers, and so we are where we are today is because our parents did a phenomenal job laying the foundation down. So next slide, please. So this is our Candlewood Suites. We opened this hotel back in 2012. It's on McCain, and it's an extended stay hotel. We felt that North Little Rock needed an extended stay hotel. So next slide, please. This is an addition that we're building right next to Candlewood Suites. We're getting ready to start this project here within the next 60 days. Roughly about a $15 million hotel. So next slide. Sabre Suites, we felt that another extended stay hotel, we were missing a component in Midtown in Little Rock, so we added this addition in Midtown. Next slide. And the Holiday Inn Express in Russellville. So it's a standard transient hotel in Russellville. So next slide. This is a cool project that my brother and I did that we just went live with this project last week. So trying to pave it forward, we decided to invest in solar. So 3 of our hotels are 100% off the grid, the Sabre Suites, Holiday Inn Express, and Aloft. So, so this is an exciting project that we just launched last week. So, and we're live with it. Next slide. So making a difference, we just, again, wanted to pay back, give back to the community. We do numerous events throughout the year, whether it be with the food bank or give presents at Christmas time at the Children's Hospital. But we do numerous events throughout the year. So a big drive recently, we donated for 4 to 6 weeks in regards to the tornado relief. So we were handing out anything and everything that we could to help out. So. Next slide. These are just some recent reviews. If you go to any of our hotels' web pages and see the experiences that guests have had. So these are just some recent experiences that we wanted to, exemplify to say, hey, day in and day out, we're looking to give phenomenal service to each and every guest. So, next slide. Again, some more testimonials from guests. Next slide. And this is just, we have a board like this at Sabre Suites and some of our other hotels. These are just testimonials that, again, guests give, and we post it because of the fact that we want to make sure that we have a lasting experience and that guests get to see how we interact with all the guests. Next slide. And so all these awards, you could flip through these. These are 3 pages of awards, and these are just some of the awards that our hotels have won. And we just wanted to say that we not only do we invest in our hotels, but we invest in our teams as well. And so during COVID, our recent pandemic, because of all these awards that we get and the testimonials that our guests leave us, it enabled us to transition through COVID pretty seamlessly, and we didn't lay off one person within our organization. So,
Very good.
next slide. Next slide. Next slide. So this is our WXYZ bar out in Promenade, and the reason why we opened up this particular hotel in West Little Rock was we felt that there was a missing component out west, and so the closest hotel from Aloft is 7 minutes away, which is the Embassy Suites, and so we felt that if one domino falls, more dominoes are going to come in suit, and so one of the main reasons why we opened up the Aloft West. Next slide. Table 28, I'm not sure if some of you have had partake in the restaurant that we own at the Burgundy Hotel, but Table 28, fine dining type of a restaurant, and we partnered with Chef Scott to do this restaurant there, and again, it's a little bit smaller, but we want to make sure that we execute at a very high level. Next slide. And again, this is just our Burgundy Hotel. This is our boutique hotel. Currently, this is kind of our creme de la creme hotel in our collection, and so this is something along the lines that we are proposing to do in North Little Rock, as far as from a boutique standpoint. This hotel here is it's part of the Hilton collection, and Tapestry is ranked number 2 in the world. So, next slide. And again, this is the Aloft Hotel out in West Little Rock, and this is kind of the conversation that I was having in regards to, hey, if we built this, other dominoes will fall. So if you're familiar with the West Little Rock and the Promenade area, there is so much development that's happening out there, but this is one of the key components that kind of triggered everything. So, next slide. So our vision for what we have proposed in downtown North Little Rock. Next slide. So this is, again, these are just renderings, very fresh. We just engaged with the city very recently in regards to something that we want to put a hotel, so in downtown. So 6 stories of hotels, 3 stories of office space, 4 stories of luxury condos, and at the top, we wanted to put a 1903 rooftop bar and an upscale restaurant. And so we feel, maybe having the Argenta, calling it the Argenta is a nice component, and then 1903 obviously is the time when Argenta and North Little Rock started the merger. And so we feel something of this caliber is what downtown North Little Rock needs. And then having the convention center or, coming right next door is going to be a key component for making ours even a bigger success. When we started this process, I had no idea that the convention center was even proposed. And so I learned that after the fact, after we had the conversation, so that we're super excited. So, and then we will be bringing roughly about 75 to 85 jobs in regards to this project in downtown North Little Rock. The desire for us to work with the city, we want to make sure that this is our vision. We want to make sure what's the city's vision, and make sure that those are aligned in making sure that this is a success both ways, not just one way. So tapping into the social environment that's already created there, we want to do some things different, like bike and beer nights, right? People that ride their bikes up and down the river, the trail, and so on and so forth. So we would add some missing components that we'd feel that would be necessary when people come to North Little Rock to ride the trails. We would probably put a bike station. You don't normally see a bike station at a hotel, but we would put where you could hang up your bike and work on your bike and so on and so forth, or even having small garages kind of tucked away where you wouldn't have to carry your bike to your guest room, because some people spend $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 on bikes, and so we want to make sure that they're secure. So since we will have off-premise parking, so we will be thinking outside the box for something of that nature. So, but I just want to thank everyone and kind of show you what our envision was in regards to this project, but I'm open to questions that you may have.
Questions?
What are we talking about, over here?
Yeah, we're looking at the Greyhound spot right now. Is that right, Colleen? Okay, that's what we're talking about. Also, he's looking at other properties. He's got something in our city attorney's office, Rick, but we didn't put it on this agenda. I wanted presentation first so y'all can sink your teeth into it. I wanted questions asked, but I'm very excited about it. And like I say, we've all been talking about a conference center between each other. So long story short, Greyhound bus station. Anybody else? Mr. Height? You like the bike?
Tonight.
Huh?
Not tonight.
Not tonight. This is presentation only, but this is something, I guess when I talked to Cal last week and even today, I mean, I'm very excited that we've got one hotel, but I'm very excited about what you're trying to put in our downtown Argenta area. I really am, Cal. So any other questions? If not, I'll excuse him. Thank you very much for your presentation. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you again. Thank you. Uh-huh. So, where are we now? We're on scheduled public hearings. Is that where we are? I think that's Bailey, if I'm not mistaken. Bailey, please. Thank y'all. Hey, Courtney. Bye-bye, y'all. Miss Bailey. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. My name is Bailey Noland. I'm the Director of Community Development. I was here not that long ago for the beginning of our 30-day public comment period, and I'm joining you this evening because this is the close of that public comment period. The annual action plan has been available for that 30 days on our city website. We've had a copy here in City Hall, and we've also had a copy at the Community Development Agency. So for this evening, this is the final opportunity if we have anyone that would like to add a public comment to the record, and then we'll turn it over to the council for their votes to approve.
Questions by anybody? Bailey, did you have comments from anybody in particular? I'm sure.
No, sir, I've not received any
Gotcha.
comments.
All right. Then I need to call a public hearing. Don't I convene for a public hearing if I'm not mistaken? Is it on the agenda for public hearing, or is it coming next time?
It is on the agenda for tonight,
Okay.
R 2387.
Okay, we'll wait. Let's go ahead and go. Then thank you, Ms. Bailey. Appreciate it. Let's go back to unfinished business, if you don't mind.
R 2360,
I'm
Mayor
going to
Hartwick.
hold that. Mr. Ball came today, so we'll hold it.
R 2384.
Hold it, please.
Okay?
Would you like it pulled from the agenda or
Hold it.
hold it? Okay.
Consent items.
Let's see. I'm going to go consent agenda right now, if I think that's where we are, right, Caitlin?
Yes, sir.
So if anyone wants to pull anything from the consent agenda, that's from R2385 and R2386. If not, I'll ask for all in favor.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none? Pass, thank you. Let's see. Now, this one goes to R2387, which is what Nolan talked about, so please read it.
A resolution approving the fiscal year 2023 annual action plan for the city of North Little Rock, including the 49th year 2023 Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, and the 2023 Home Improvement Partnerships Program, Home Projects and Budgets.
Okay, I'm going to convene a public hearing. All those wishing to speak for or against R2387, please come to the microphone, please. Seeing none, I'll adjourn this public hearing.
Move for adoption.
Motion to adopt?
Second.
There's a second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Bailey. Let's go ahead and, how are we going to do this? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess I can ask you to, I guess we can go ahead and public hearing.
I'll read the addresses.
Read some addresses, please. Yeah.
R2388, 1108 North F Street. R2389, 1406 West 10th Street. R2390, 1903 Augusta Street. R2391, 2305 Washington Avenue. R2392, 4208 Coral Street. R2393, 1408 North Magnolia Street. R2394, 2506 East Washington Avenue. R2395, 4706 Atkins Street.
Okay, with that, I'm going to go ahead and let these kind of scroll through for just a second with the addresses up and on the frame. Give it just a second. I am going to convene a public hearing. Those wishing to speak for or against any of these, I do have some on public comments sign-in sheet. Looks like I've got R2395. And those who would speak for or against any of these that are shown, R2395, please come to the mic. If not hearing any, I'm going to adjourn this public hearing. Convene a public hearing. Say yes, say again. Okay, you okay back there? All right. So, R2388, call it.
A resolution declaring certain buildings, houses, and other structures located at 1108 North F Street in the city of North Little Rock to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structures, providing a period of time for property owner to abate said nuisance.
So move.
Second.
Motion second on R2388.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco? And Height?
Yes.
R2389, Mayor Hartwick.
Yes, please.
Resolution declaring certain buildings, houses, and other structures located at 1406 West 10th Street in the city of North Little Rock to constitute a public nuisance and condemning such structures, providing a period of time for property owner to abate said nuisance.
I had a public comment sign in on this. Is it, help me for a sec, is it Mr. Robinson? So you want to stand down, or what do you want to do?
Do anything in order to kind of,
All we're talking about right now is those I called a,
Rick Hogan, we talked on the phone, good to see you. We'll talk after the meeting with Mr. Reese.
so let's go ahead with it. Okay, R2389, go ahead, where we stand on that?
We need a motion.
So move.
Motion,
Second.
and there's a motion and a second, sir.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
R2390, Mayor Hartwick.
Yes, ma'am, please.
A resolution declaring certain buildings, houses, and other structures located at 1903 Augusta Street in the city of North Little Rock to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structures, providing a period of time for property owners to abate said nuisance.
So move.
Second.
Motion second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
R 2391, Mayor Hartwick.
Hang on just a second. Did you have a sign-in? I know, but that's R 2395, correct?
Correct.
Yes,
Correct.
So I asked for those who want to speak on any of those. I'll let you come, I'll come back to you, okay? I will. So let's go ahead, we'll go ahead and do R 2391. I'll see, I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of you, if I'm not mistaken, correct? It's coming to you then, okay? Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, R 2391.
A resolution declaring certain buildings, houses, and other structures located at 2305 Washington Avenue in the city of North Little Rock to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structures, providing a period of time for property owner to abate said nuisance.
So move.
Second.
Motion second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
R 2392, Mayor Hartwick.
Please.
A resolution declaring certain buildings, houses, and other structures located at 4208 Coral Street in the city of North Little Rock to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structures, providing a period of time for property owner to abate said nuisance.
So move.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
R 2393, Mayor
Please.
Hartwick.
Yes, please.
A resolution declaring certain buildings, houses, and other structures located at 1408 North Magnolia Street in the city of North Little Rock to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structures, providing a period of time for property owner to abate said nuisance.
Move.
Second.
And
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
R 2394, Mayor Hartwick.
please.
A resolution declaring certain buildings, houses, and other structures located at 2506 East Washington Avenue in the city of North Little Rock to constitute a public nuisance and condemning such structures, providing a period of time for property owners to abate said nuisance.
So move.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
R 2395, Mayor Hartwick.
I'm going to call it, but it looks like we're going to have some people speak. So I have, let me go ahead before we call the, see, I have Miss, help me. Is it Florice? If you don't mind. And then I have Exie, if you don't mind, Patricia Harris, Miss Burkett, Mr. Burkett, my apology. So y'all, are y'all going to be saying the same thing, do you think? And who would you, can you speak for everybody, or do I need to call you individually? It's my first question. Come on, start then. And then please go ahead and identify yourself and right there, please.
Hi, my name is, I didn't mean to bring my keys. My name is Florice Blood, and the building that you were looking at up there, I didn't recognize it by the R or whatever, but it's 4705 Atkins Street. We purchased, that's a part of that's the educational building. That's a part of our church on Atkins Street. When we bought this property on the 29th of March, 2019, COVID broke out soon after then. We were a small membership, but we worked to do justice to that building. We paid a contractor, Mr. Cervantes, $15,000 to, he charged $30,000, but $15,000 was paid up front. They gutted everything out. They had all of that stuff out there on the outside, and City Code said that it had to be removed. But they had a dispute among themselves, and they left it just like it was. So then we had to go and pay someone to get the backhoe deal. We had a $6,000 bill with management, haul off the waste management, and to get all of that done. But I want to tell you, this building is like my baby. I came from down in England, and where I lived in England, lived on Park Street. We were in the middle of three gangs, the Vice Lord, the Crips, and the Bloods, and they were rough down there. And what we did, me and my children and some other kids, we formed a group a musical group, because music is a language that all kids understand. We formed a choir, a group. We did plays and all of that kind of stuff. And we turned those kids' lives around. And what we had planned to do was to replicate that right up here. This is a different bunch of children, and they're a lot different from what they were back then. But we still got the heart to do it, and we know that we can do it. Part of those children back in that day, some of them are pastoring churches, some are first ladies, pastors' wives, and all of that down there in England. And one young man said some years ago, "Why did you leave us?" Well, see, we thought we were coming to replicate that on a larger scale, but we've met many oppositions in doing this. But we've done a lot of things. We partner with CityServe. If you tear that building down, we have a lot of stuff that was donated to us from CityServe. We got enough insulation to do that roof. We've got enough commodes and vanities and all of that stuff that was donated to us by CityServe, our partnership with them. We've put furniture in people's houses over in that area. There's been more than one woman, one of them in particular, whose children were taken from her. And because of the stuff that we got from CityServe, we were able to furnish that house so that when DHS came back and looked, they saw that that house was furnished and that woman was able to get her children back.
Can I ask you a question, please?
Yes, sir.
How much time you need?
How much time?
Put this on hold. How much time will you need to get up to?
We're asking for 6 months.
So, where are we right now, Felicia, on this? How long has it been? Okay. Is your contractor here tonight?
Yes.
Is that you, sir? Come on up to the mic, please. Let's see if we can get through this. So, Felicia, tell me where we are. Hang on before you start, sir. Let me get Ms. McHenry up. Tell me where we are on this, please.
Yeah, like she said, she purchased it in 2019.
Right.
Has not had utilities since 2018. I haven't spoken with her, so I'm not sure exactly what they're trying to do. But that time is a reasonable amount of time if they got the contract, if they got the funds, if they're going to move forward with renovating the structure.
Okay, hang on just a second. Ms. Robinson?
Well, I was gonna recommend that we hold it. I think we should hear from the contractor to see what the contractor
That's what I was about to do, so.
has to say, and then I think we should hold it.
Come on up, sir. Please identify yourself. You're the contractor.
What I'm here to do
Your
is
name,
to-
please.
My name is Fernando Burkett.
Thank you, sir.
I'm going to be here to assist the pastor in finding the contractors with the right type of licenses and so forth to be pulled, the permits to be pulled. She has had a contract in the past that defrauded her. There has been an attempt now to try to get more funds that she doesn't have to get that building in operation. She does have some material. The structure of the building is pretty good, but for the interior, we need to do some work on the interior of the roof. The first thing what we want to do is to make sure that the roof is secured, fixed. The envelope of the building is also secured, as far as the windows, the doors, and so forth like that. The problem right now is that I need a little time. I'm just now coming on board. I just found out about Friday about the situation. I'd like to have a little more time to look at exploratory as far as how she can obtain the funds to pay for the contractors. I will be doing some sweat equity in the building myself and trying to get other contractors to come on board to help her out in this situation. The second thing we want to look at, there are some grants that I'm able to help her in her situation. So we're asking the city council, would they give us a little time just to put a plan together to come back to show you the progress we have made between now and the next 6 months, please.
Anybody else? Mr. Taylor?
So are you a contractor?
No, I'm not a contractor. What I normally do, I work with different contractors that I have on I'm like a broker for the contractors. I provide or help them jobs, get them jobs and so forth for different, whatever they might need. So with my list of contractors, I will be assigning them to help with her on her building.
Anybody else? I'm going to ask for a time frame. Come on up if you like. Yes, ma'am. And remember, y'all got only 3 minutes, okay, if you don't mind.
Mine is going to be brief.
Good.
My name is Patricia Harris, and
Ma'am.
I'm a member of Stewards of Christ, our church. I'm on the board there. I just wanted to say to you that one of my personal interests in this church is, once we had the problem with the contractors who defrauded us, and they left all of the mess on the outside, and we got in trouble with waste management because it was all left out there, and we were taken to court. We had to go to court over that. And I went into my personal retirement fund to pay the $6,000 bill for what they left us with. So what I'm saying is, I believe in what we're trying to do. We just feel like we need time to do it. I would not have gone into my personal fund to use my own money to try to pay this up, to try to give us time to work on the building if we didn't believe in what we were doing. So I just don't want to see the money that I spent on it.
And I don't
to just
either.
somebody just tear it down because we haven't had time to
Let me,
do what
hang
we're
on just a
trying to
second,
do.
I appreciate it, I'm not trying to cut you off. Any of y'all want to say anything right now, please? You do? Yes, sir. Come on, please.
Hello, my name is Exie Blood. I am Pastor Blood's daughter, and I work on the side of Pastor Blood in the ministry. And I've also gave up a lot of income and stuff to the church and to the building or whatever. And we don't want to see, just like Pastor Blood and them, we don't want to see that building going to waste, because that's what we feed the homeless. I'm getting ready to do that again this weekend through the church. And we're a small membership, but we believe in doing, helping others or whatever, even though we might need help ourselves. But I really feel like if we tear down that building, it'll stop the dream that Pastor Blood has for the ministry.
The reason that we do these is to protect people. This, as you can see, is not up to, I mean, it could be dangerous to people right now. We just don't like tearing down buildings. Here's my question I have. If this council gives you how much time? You said 6 months, but I'd like to see where you are every month, if you saw what I'm saying. So if I ask this council for me to hold this, but in a month from now, which would be the last council meeting in May, I want to see what you've done. And if it's nothing been done, then I feel like this council has nothing but say, guys, we give you. So if you've done progress in a month, then the next month we go and see how much you've done. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
So what I'm going to ask the council, if y'all are okay with it, can we give them 1 month to say, here's where we are, here's the progress we've made, and if we see no progress, you're tying our hands. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ms. Ross, hang on.
No, I just had a question. You said that you had a contractor that defrauded you. When was that?
18.
I think that was a 2019, 2018.
That was 2019.
2019, they had a contractor there to do the work. They did pay him the full amount of money, but he backed out and ran away with the money. Since then, they have been trying to get loans to renovate or to remodel the building. So that's the situation at this point in time.
Okay, so I guess my question is, so that's been 2.5 years basically, right? Since the contractor. How are you going to get the funds within a month, I guess, then? If you haven't been able to get it in 2.5 years, then how, I guess I'm curious, you know, like you said, if you give them till the end of May, how are you going to get the funds to do that?
Let me, so I worked in the service department. I have a remodeling business right now. And quite a few of my friends are contractors, and I'm going to ask for letters of intent to do some sweat equity in the building to help get that building back up to par. If you just give us those time periods, like you said, we can show progress in that building.
Good. You know, I'm okay to extend, but a letter of intent, that doesn't mean that they're going to do it. So, you know, I kind of question that.
But even with the letter of intent, you will see the progress every
Go ahead now. Yes, ma'am.
I would like to know, what do you mean when you say see progress? I mean, do you want to see the building being built, or do you want to see it being cleaned up? What are your expectations?
I need to see some work. I need to see, this man just told me that he has people going to do sweat equity. So I see a roof that needs repairing. I see insulation needs to be done. So if he can sit there and say, by this date, I'll have these things done, I can hold this and let you go. Does that make, and see what I'm saying? But just sit there and say, we're going to do something and nothing gets done, that's what I'm after. We've done this on another house in another area, and we've given them more time they've needed, but now they're at the point where they're almost finished. So I think this council needs to see progress every month. And I'll ask for pictures to come, so when I bring this back up again, I can say, look, this roof doesn't look like this. You've got a roofing, you've got insulation put in. Is that
Makes
fair
plenty
deal?
of sense. Yes, sir, it does. Makes plenty of sense. I think next month we should have more documentation and probably slides and so forth as
I got
progress
to have
proceeds.
progress, and I don't mean the whole building has to be done, but y'all said 6 months. So if we do this in a month by month, in 6 months you should be through. Or at least next month I can show progress. And if it's sweat equity, that's all I'm needing. I think the council's very understanding about the church. I know where this church is. I don't know if y'all know it, but I lived on Mill Street almost all my life, so I know exactly where it is. But what I am saying, Ms. Ross, I'll get to you in just a sec. I need to see, this council needs to see something making it go forward so you can do the things you've been wanting to do in a safe environment. Ms. Ross?
No, I think that we need to see some permits pulled within the next 30 days. Because
I
if you're
agree.
not pulling
That's what we're
permits, you're not
talking
making
about.
any
Yes,
progress.
yes,
So,
definitely.
need
Yes,
to have-
definitely.
Because normally, we do a rehab agreement. This is totally out of the norm, what we do on this. So, I mean,
This is completely out of the norm. That's why we're kind of giving it, I can hold this for one more month. If y'all, and the council,
Permits.
Maurice Taylor, Mr. Taylor?
So I guess I'm confused
Okay.
as to why we're not doing a rehab agreement on this deal.
I don't mind doing a rehab agreement. I'm just saying I need progress right now, Rick.
Of course, you'd have to declare or condemn the property in order to do a rehab agreement. I think that's the question on the table today. Based on the comments I've heard, they're asking you to forego the condemnation at least for a month.
For 1 month.
In order to show the council that they have brought the structure up to some standard, like securing the facility that keeps people from going in. That's the first element
I'm coming to you.
of a rehab agreement. I'm sorry.
Mr. Hamilton?
Well, I don't think you need our permission to hold it.
I know I don't.
I appreciate you
mean, but I'm
asking
just
input, and I
saying,
understand, but, I mean,
I could hold
can
it, I
understand
understand
just
that. I just
hold
want to
it
make sure everybody on
and bring
this
it back to
council
us.
is making sure they understand that I need improvement, and we're not going to condemn it. Again, I want to see some improvement. Are y'all okay with that? I'll hold it, but I kind of want y'all behind me on this one.
I think you're trying to show courtesy with the dialogue as far as holding it to, I mean, you don't want to hold it in, and we're back here in 30 days talking about the same thing, so.
No, that's the key.
Yeah.
We want to see some
Yeah.
progress.
And now I'm crystal clear. I'm not even confused anymore as to why we're not doing the rehab agreement. Thank you, Mayor.
Have code check on it in 30 days or what we're going to do.
I can do that. Ms. Felicia, here's the deal. What I'm asking, I will hold this tonight, but I'm asking for you to get and show us pictures that there is progress made. Rick, we okay with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And, I mean, I know I don't need y'all's permission to hold it, but I kind of do in this situation because it's in Ward 2. It's a church. I'm familiar with the area, so I want to make sure everybody knows that you need to perform.
And if there's no progress at all in 30 days, we vote to condemn it and tear it down.
Mr. Taylor?
So just for my curiosity, I've never heard of a contractor's broker. Never heard of that before.
Well, what normally I do, like contractors that, such as like some of my roofers, they will hire me to go out and find jobs. Or electricians, you know, if I get an electrician job for them, you know, they'll pay me a certain stipend or fee. Just, I use the word broker, but it's kind of like I'm helping them to get jobs and so forth.
I get it, broker for lack of a better word. So, but you're not a contractor.
I'm not a contractor, but I do have a remodeling business that I'm.
All right, guys,
Okay.
here's the deal. I'm going to move forward with this. I'm going to hold this 1 month. You got it for me? I got to have some progress. If not, it's on you this time, okay? You fair, man?
Just thank you very much. We thank you guys for the courtesy so much.
Pastor, no, thank you. Anybody else? Everybody's okay? Okay, 1 month.
All right.
Thank you, I'll hold it. Thank y'all very, very much for your, so, go ahead.
O 2328, Councilmember Ross.
please call it.
An ordinance granting a conditional use to allow an event center in a CPH zone for certain real property located at 104 West F Street in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, declaring an emergency. First reading.
Move to suspend the readings, and then I want to have Brandon come up and kind of explain what he's doing.
On the motion to suspend all readings, Ross?
Yes?
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson? Yes. Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Ms. Ross?
Okay, so everybody knows how I feel about event centers and the troubles that we've had in the past, and this is, it's not necessarily an event center. Brandon, if you'd come up here.
Yeah, Keith, there he is.
Brandon's the owner, Brandon Tony.
Hey, Brad.
I'll let you explain what it is, but right now, there's a condition in here that the maximum is 65 people. Fire marshal could make it, the occupancy could be a lot higher than that. But 65 people is just to keep it, to a small number. It's a recital hall, but they will have, possibly like a shower, baby showers and things like that, just to help out with the expense. So, but now, Brandon, tell what you're doing. And he's already in North Little Rock with his business.
Right, yeah, so we're located in the Indian Hill Shopping Center currently. I grew up in North Little Rock, actually in Sherwood, but there's not much going on in Sherwood, so I always hung out in North Little Rock. But moved to Conway, and I got familiar with the music industry through working with local music stores, and then decided that North Little Rock didn't have anything of the sort, so we decided to move in. We started our business mostly on services, so instrument repair, guitar, piano lessons, those sort of things. And we've grown to a point where we need more space, and I've been renting places like the church across the street from our location there for recitals, and that's the primary focus of that space. But with the debt that we're in for the purchase of the property and for the renovation, if we can put on events to, help subsidize some of that cost of operating, that's kind of what we're after. But mostly, retail music lessons and repairing instruments here and there. That's our primary focus.
Any more questions? Ms. Ross, I understand this is granted a conditional use, and some of the questions asked today, we don't do a special use in Park Hill. That was one of the, and that's
It would be a special use, but special uses are not allowed in the
Park Hill. I got you.
zoning district.
Just want to make everything clear about that, so. Any other questions? Mr.
Really?
Taylor?
Why is that?
Overlay.
When they were doing the Jump Start program, they went in and they did all rezoning in Levy. There's a L1 and then there's a PH zone. And so the PH zone, and Brandon is the first one to come in under this and so he's been our guinea pig walking through all of this and everything under this. PH zone.
So we hamstrung ourselves and we don't allow special uses?
We don't allow special uses, and that's why I put in the limit of 65, which he could actually hold more into the conditions just because we can't do a special use.
Who's y'all?
That was in the zoning.
Yeah, I wasn't even on the council.
This is something for future discussion, believe me, after this, yes.
All right, anything else? Mr. Taylor?
I can't believe, did we really do that?
Yep, we sure did.
Wow.
What do you mean?
You probably wasn't present, but other than that.
It wasn't. 'Cause I would-
All right, any other questions? If not,
No.
where are we headed? Suspend the rules?
We need a motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt?
On the motion to adopt.
Wait a minute,
Ross.
I gotta have a second.
Second.
Wait a minute, Mr. Taylor?
So, Mr. Spencer or Mr. City Attorney, since this is a conditional use, can we put a condition on it that this use goes away if he sells the property? Well, how come we can't? It's a conditional use.
Believe me,
Conditional uses can go forward, special uses cannot be sold. You're right, I understand what you're saying. Sean, don't sneak off, Sean. Come on, I'm just looking for you.
The condition is like a zoning category, so if we were to take it away, we're taking away rights. So special use is not a zoning category, so if you look at it, the zoning map, there's no special uses on it. But the zoning map shows conditional uses, so we were giving, by you guys voting, you're giving these rights to that property. And if you were to take,
Yeah.
So if you were to take them away, then the city could be basically condemning it or get sued. So
that's 2 wows.
And this, you guys didn't really do it. If you remember, Metro Plan hired a consultant that wrote that ordinance. So it wasn't, and then the city adopted it, of course. but it
So
was-
there is a motion and a second, I guess?
We need a second.
That's what I was thinking.
I
seconded it.
Mr. Baxter. Okay, there's a motion second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross? I'm
Hang
sorry.
on, Ms. Ross.
And I forgot we had the next door neighbor too, because he's all thrilled about it too, which will be right next to it, so.
You okay?
anyway, oh, yeah.
All right, keep on going.
We just had him come from, we
I
just
know,
wanted you here.
that's fine.
On the emergency, yes,
The emergency, Ross?
yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Congratulations to you.
permits.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any public comments from anybody else? I didn't see anything on the sheet here, so if not, before I ask y'all, I'm gonna bring you on the update. Right now, city's been dealing with FEMA quite often, as y'all know. Red Cross is in board. Chief Davis is having meetings every morning. In fact, we're about to start to go out to the neighborhoods in all effect. I think there's 91 streets to make sure they're touched and say, do you need anything? Do you want us to do anything? Where are you standing your FEMA? And so that's in the process. We should get those back and have everything going out. So I want to tell you that I'm very proud of our city we've done really, really good. We're way ahead, so there's a lot of work left to be done. Our next project, of course, is get the Burns Park back up, but as y'all saw, we did open up the baseball fields. Tennis centers, I think, is going to be opened up starting tomorrow. We're trying to get the bike paths open, but the reason, though, we've got them all open except a small section, but the reason why they're not open, those large 2 trucks that have trailers behind it will be going up and down there, so we'll get open as soon as we can. That's kind of a process. Anybody else have a comment?
No. Second.
On the motion, Ross? Yes. Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter? Yes. Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
We're adjourned. Let's go home. Thank you.